You grew up believing generosity is a badge of honor. Give your time, your energy, your help, and you're a good person. Kindness, you were told, is how you get ahead. It'll come back to you. But Machiavelli? He didn't buy into that karma stuff. He saw the world for what it is, a game of leverage. And here's the hard truth most people won't admit. The world doesn't reward your generosity. It exploits it. When you give too much, too fast, too freely, you don't earn gratitude. You signal you're always available. And availability, it breeds entitlement. Left unchecked, that entitlement turns you, the generous one, into a resource to be used, not a person to be respected. Let's cut to the chase. How many times have you gone out of your way to help someone, only to get ghosted when you needed a hand? How often have you bent over backward to make someone's life easier, just to be taken for granted the second you stopped? How many times did you think, they'll remember what I did for them, only to realize they didn't? Machiavelli would say you didn't misjudge their character, you miscalculated your approach. You gave without leverage, and in the game of influence, giving without power means losing control. Machiavelli warned leaders not to be overly generous too soon. Why? Because generosity isn't just a gift, it's a signal. It tells people how to treat you, what they can expect, and what they'll lose if they cross you. If you give before you've shown strength, you're not seen as kind. You're seen as a pushover. Once that impression sticks, no amount of boundary setting later will fully erase it. The problem? Most people think generosity builds loyalty. In Machiavelli's world, it doesn't. If the timing, context, or delivery is off, it costs you. Here's the psychology behind it. Unconditional giving creates conditional respect. You think giving without strings makes you noble, but it's a trap. People notice how quickly you say yes, how often you drop everything to help, how easily you put your needs last. What starts as appreciation turns into expectation. They stop saying thanks. They start assuming your help is owed. Your time, your energy, it's no longer a gift, it's their entitlement. Once that line's crossed, there's no going back. So what's Machiavelli's play? Make your generosity rare and valuable. People don't respect what comes easy. They value what they have to earn. Your time, your help, your energy shouldn't be a free buffet. Guard it. When you do give, make it feel like a privilege, not a default. Here's where it gets tricky. Once people see you as the generous one, they test your limits. Not always maliciously, but because they can. They push a little harder, ask for just one more favor, or guilt-trip you with flattery to keep you giving. This is the trap Machiavelli saw coming. When your kindness becomes your weakness, people don't respect you, they manage you. Think about it. In any relationship, work, friendship, romance, the moment you're the one always giving, the dynamic shifts. It's subtle. A nod, a smile, a quick, "You're the best." You think that's loyalty. Machiavelli would call it manipulation. You've become the reliable one, the one who always says yes, the one who overextends without asking for anything in return. That's not kindness. It's self-sabotage. It gets worse in groups. The more you give, the less you're valued. Crazy, right? But it's how people work. At work, you're the one always stepping up. Others take it for granted. In friendships, you're the go-to for advice. You become their unpaid therapist. In relationships, you carry the emotional weight. They stop noticing it's even a thing. Over time, your generosity becomes invisible, and what's invisible isn't respected. Machiavelli would say, power lies in withholding, not giving. The person who can say no, who gives only after others prove themselves, who makes their help a strategic move, that's who gets attention. That's who runs the room. Want people to value your kindness? Stop giving it first. Let them come to you. Let them earn it. That's not cold, it's smart. It's about commanding respect, not begging for it. Most good people miss this because they think holding back is manipulative. But Machiavelli knew better. People cherish what they have to work for and forget what comes too easily. If your generosity keeps getting you used, if your kindness makes you a sidekick in your own life, it's not because you're too nice. It's because you didn't leverage it. Here's the kicker. There's still time to flip the script, but it starts with a brutal shift. Stop giving just to feel good. Start giving when it gives you influence. Here's the darkest part. Generosity feels so right, so justified. You think, I'm being the bigger person. You believe it builds bridges, earns loyalty, makes people remember you were there for them. Machiavelli would laugh. He knew people don't remember kindness that's always there. They only notice when it's gone. Give too freely, and you become background noise. Always available, always expected, always invisible. And when you finally stop, they don't thank you for all you've done. They resent you for cutting them off. They'll say, "What's changed?" Or, "I thought you were different." That's because they didn't track your giving. They only felt entitled to it. Machiavelli's warning? Generosity that doesn't earn respect or gratitude is a liability. So how do you fix it? Weaponize your absence. When someone's used to your help, pull back. No explanation, no apology. Just stop. In that silence, they'll feel what they've been taking. They'll notice the gap. You've gone from a given to a presence they have to earn. But this only works if you time it right. Machiavelli didn't say, never be generous. He said, establish strength first. Show people you're not a doormat. Let them know your time and energy are earned, not assumed. Then when you give, it's a big deal. It's memorable. It binds people to you. There's another trap even successful people fall into, giving publicly to prove your worth. You're in a meeting, someone needs help, and you jump in. You want to be the reliable one, the MVP. It works until it doesn't. People start seeing you as useful, not powerful. In Machiavelli's book, usefulness without scarcity equals servitude. If you're always available, you're not a leader, you're a tool. The fix? Prove your value by being irreplaceable, not by giving more. And nothing says irreplaceable like being willing to walk away from those who treat you like a vending machine. Then there's the worst kind of user, the professional leech. They don't ask outright, they hint. They flatter you just enough to keep you saying yes. You're so generous, I knew I could count on you. That line's a hook, tying your identity to your availability. Say no, and suddenly you're not yourself. You fall for it because you've tied your worth to giving. Machiavelli would say they're not wrong for playing you. You're wrong for letting them. Stop being so easy to use. Test them. Offer a little help, then ask for something back. If they pull away or get offended, you've unmasked them. They didn't value your generosity. They valued your utility. Here's how to make it practical. Use a 3-step strategy straight out of Machiavelli's playbook. Pause before you give. Never say yes right away. Create space. A simple, let me think about it, or I'll check my schedule, disrupts their assumption that you're always available. That pause makes them rethink how they approach you. Check the balance. Before you help, ask, what's this person giving me? Respect? Loyalty? Effort? If it's a one-way street, you're not being generous, you're being drained. Holding back isn't selfish, it's self-respect. Make it rare. When you give, make it count. Help once, after they've earned it. Don't advertise it as generosity, let the act speak. Your silence does the heavy lifting. People will notice when your help isn't a given anymore. The best part? You don't owe anyone an explanation. The ones who respect you will adapt. The ones who complain were never grateful. They were greedy. And here's the final twist. When your generosity becomes rare, it becomes valuable. When it's valuable, people work to earn it. Suddenly, you're not chasing their approval. They're chasing yours. That's the Machiavelli move. You go from being the giver who's drained to the one whose favor is a prize. Not because you're cruel, but because you've made your generosity a choice, not an obligation, a tool of power, not a habit. And when you give on your terms, it's not just remembered, it's revered.